Welcome to Mind Over Slammer. I go by the name of Miss Yankee. I am one of the directors of Mind Over Matter Arts. I'm also the founder and director of Poetry Prescribed, and I will be your host for this evening. Poetry I'm very good at memorising, but hosting notes not so much, so forgive me for reading. So since we launched in November last year, we have been to Bristol, Birmingham, Manchester, Sheffield, Leeds and London, and we have taken the two top poets from each of those events to this final this evening. Yes, it's pretty awesome. The level of poetry power that I have witnessed across this slam has been incredible, so you're in for a real treat this evening. Mind Over Slammer is really dedicated to opening slam up for more poets, for more people, making it more accessible. The event's been made possible by the collective efforts of Mind Over Matter Arts, a community interest company who really are revolutionising the conversation around mental health through hip-hop, through poetry, through song, with the support of Poetry Prescribed, whose expertise in spoken word workshops have just enriched the programme and increased our audience reach as well. With thanks to the Arts Council, who without them, we wouldn't have been able to bring this whole thing to life. So yeah, we're really grateful for them and their belief in our mission. Now, I want to talk about the rules for tonight. How many of you here have been to a slam before? Okay, so a few, but most of you haven't, right? So here's what's going to happen. We're going to have 3 rounds of poetry. In round 1, all 12 poets will perform. Round 2 will feature the top 6 from round 1. And then round 3 will showcase the 3 highest scoring poets from round 2 in a final showdown. The winner of tonight's slam will not only walk away as the first ever Mind Over Slammer national champion, but they will walk away with a £1,000 cash prize. Second place, £500. Third place, £300. Yeah. So there's a lot happening up here tonight, and there's a lot to poet for. So each poet will have a maximum of 3 minutes at the mic to perform a single poem of their own creation. Slammers will be given a 10-second grace period. If they exceed that time, points will be deducted from their total score. For every 10 seconds they go over, they will lose 0.5 from their overall score. So slammers, be on point with your time. Now, before we kick off, I want to discuss how the judging process will work. First and foremost, I want to make it clear that unlike a lot of other slams, we won't be having our judges holding up placards with the scores on. It's hella awkward. The audience get angry at the judges have to feel awkward, and the poets are sitting there kind of calculating in their heads, and it becomes all about the points and not actually about the poetry, which is why we're here. Yes, it is a competition, and slam can really bring out the best in people. The hope is that that competition will let people come up here and really shine and just go for it and give their best. But the focus is on that and not on the points. It's about them coming, being supported, and you guys getting some of the best poetry that the country has to offer. Throughout the evening, you have a really important job. It's pretty nerve-wracking getting up here and sharing in front of an audience full of people. So if you hear something that you like, can I get you're welcome to click? Can we get a little... Yeah, you can do a click. You can make some kind of subtle noise of agreement, or no like gunshots or anything too loud to put the poets off. But do let them know if you hear something that you like, let them know that you're feeling it. Slammers will be called up one by one, with the subsequent slammer being told they're on deck, which means you're next in line and need to make your way backstage so that you're ready. Tonight we have our resident psychologist Anna Sinsky in the building, who is here to offer support to our slammers both during and after the event. We understand that competition can be really, really intense. First and foremost, we're often discussing potentially sensitive topics that can trigger anxiety, it can trigger any other pre-existing mental health concerns. So just to ensure the well-being of our participants, we're providing them with an optional free 45-minute aftercare session with Anna. But she'll also be available tonight if anyone needs immediate care and support. Anna, do you want to stand up and wave so everyone knows who you are and where you are? Anna's also one of our directors at Mind Over Matter Arts, and the slam just would not have been possible without her input and dedication to the project. So thank you for everything that you do. Now, on deck, we have Ben Vince, so please make your way backstage, Ben. But to warm up the mic and set pace, we have a very special sacrificial poet, a man who thinks big, who really always does have the best interests of the community at heart, and has poured untold hours of planning to execute this slam. Like, he's spent most of his time sat behind a computer in his house. I know he's been really, really bored and fed up, sat at home, so I'm sure he's going to be happy to be on this stage. Please welcome Mind Over Matters founder and director, Fisky, to the stage.
Evening all, how are we? Good. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to do a quick poem. This was originally an A to Z poem, but because of time it's now an A to M poem. Because I've been told I've got 3 minutes. Yeah, so this is called Unwritten Letters and Broken Pens. All of us, our ancestors awaiting ascension, alleviate all apprehension. Architects of art are alive and awesome, although all artists aren't aware. Adjust audio, anger, abandon an age ago. Acceptance arises after. Appreciate all avenues. Accept answers after addressing agendas, approaching audience, and attach annotation to aura. Awkwardly awaiting anomalies, arriving at alignment. Burying bullshit, billions blinded, binding behind bars bind us. Bringing belief. Better believe burials be big business. Being better? Bollocks. Better being broken and built by brittle bricks, blank canvas, carving chaos candidly. Collages of clarity, connecting consciousness. Creating community, casually causes commercial carcasses. Creativity can deplete depression. Don't dwell dark depths. Devil dancing, dangerous, darker doorways. Live dodgy deities, desolate destinations don't deserve. Diddly. Dilly, dilly, dally? Definite. Direction derived from desperation drives dreams. Everything's energy, even emojis. Elevated experience, elevates expression. Eradicate evil essence, essential entities. Enter effortlessly, equaling emphasis embedded in eternity. Extract exhaustive elements. Fuck fake friends. Flaws, fundamental, flow. Freely, flow. Heal me, feel. Family in front. Forever free from fearful, fear forces failure. Frequent, feelings frequently, forget. Fighting futile futures, forgiving finds. Freedom. Goodbye gardens of guarded growth, graffiti gallows, giving a glimpse of graft. Grew up with grimy geezers, gurning, guzzling gallons, giving a gift of gibberish. Get the gist of it? Getting grief guided. God. Gradually gather gratitude, go get it's getting dauntless. How hard of hours haunted, harsh hearts see hatred, healing hurts, however, helps. Hell's highway, hijacked heaven's hallway, hanging hopes hat half-heartedly. In introspection, I am, imperfection, isolation, interpreted as intimacy, ink, intention, Instagram influencers, influencer relevance, idiots. Ignore, idolise, isolated, I'm on my J's, joining Judas, jeopardising journeys, joyfully judging George Jabber, justifying jealous judgment, killing kindness, karma kaput. Lady luck lackluster, learning lost language, lost life, lost love, lost lectures, loss, learns, lessons, missing many, memories muffled, multiple mistakes made, minimal minds minimise, mimic my mic, might miss, mischief mirror me, my metamorphosis moved, morbid moves, manifesting movements, many mornings mangled, more, morning meaning, my mind's machinery, made mayhem, malnourishing my mental. After many mournful moments, morphing into mind over matter. Have a marvellous evening. Welcome to Mind Over Slam.
Thank you very much. Yours to Yankee back to the stage.
Give it up one more time for Fisky. Are we ready to get into round one of this finale? Oh God, that does not sound like you're ready, man. Are you ready? So on deck is Darcy, but coming to the stage right now, your first slammer of the night, Ben Vince. Make some noise!
An ecstasy of. I don't do things in singulars. I watch birds unzip the sky, shake it, but I won't take notice if a lone flash tumbles loose. It's flock or nothing. Unroll a carpet of birch, just don't let me stand in the mucky offcut. Tangle me in claws, hook vines to my follicles, make me play hopscotch in a daffodil minefield. If I end up on one leg with a lonely weed's chalk outline, I'll put my foot down, stamp the stalk to a great smithereens of plural, go full tantrum on this naive Eden. Don't just give me the world. Give me abundance. Give me a dozen hay fever sneezes and all the pesky pollen conjuring them. Give me 1,000 gleaming pistils firing their spring starters. Give me wicker weaves of friendly cackles. Give me too much to hold and nothing to hold it in. Give me ooze, gluing unknowns to skin. Give me sunlight galore. Give me moonbeams blasted through a lifetime smudgy prism. Give me mirth. Give me inhuman amounts of birth. Give me up, give me down, and every feather, dust stain, microbe, hour and day, taking unbelievable flight in this car park pigeon's corkscrew delight.
Ricardo, you are on deck, but coming to the stage right now, make some noise for Darcy!
Onions, like ogres, like men, have layers that do not agree with me. Layers that are too fiddly to peel back my fumbling thumbs, flinching over folded edges of fragile membrane, nails digging into raw skin, lovers too afraid to let go of each other. Eyes watering, makeup running, pot boiling over, oil burning. Maybe if I had followed Gordon Ramsay's tutorial better, we wouldn't be in such a predicament. Onion carcass strewn across the counter, my heart bleeding out on the floor, yours numb as ever, never any blood to be drawn. Onions, like ogres, like men, have made me cry at the most inconvenient of times. Just when I thought I'd been bled dry, hung, drawn, quartered, I am the sacrificial lamb this time, ready to be slaughtered, begging to be saved, or simply devoured on a bed of sage and onion stuffing, braised for hours, seasoned to perfection. Thank you, Gordon, for the recipe suggestion. But alas, onions, like ogres, like men, only tend to leave a bad taste in my mouth, so I do tend to just pick them out now, but it hasn't always been that easy. To be honest, for most of my life, I think I just ate onions to be polite. Just to fit in. Didn't want to make a fuss or ruin a meal, didn't want to offend anyone or start some internal identity ordeal. It's always been easier to just swallow my pride. It's always been easier to just lie. Didn't want to have to explain why I didn't like the way they tasted or for my palate to appear any less sophisticated. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Onions are fucking overrated. And it wasn't until recently I realised just how frequently I could go without them completely. No more onions for me. Onion free from here on out. No more layers left unshed or words left unsaid. Me, I'm all about them garlic girls instead. How could you not be obsessed? Garlic, she has the most curvaceous bulbs I have ever caressed. I could eat her raw. Crushed, roasted, spread on the finest bread, lightly toasted. Garlicky girlfriend gives me everything I need. Where onions, like ogres, like men, could never compete.
Okay, so Ina, you are on deck. But please welcome to the stage, Ricardo.
need anyone to bravely care for, save, or try to fix me. I don't want your pity, your apologies, your sympathy. Don't infantilize, don't fetishize, don't desexualize me. I can still move, enjoy myself, fuck, fight. You can hurt me, I can take it, don't ask twice. Play with me, hot wax, or a whip, or a knife, leer with love or lust, or anything but pity in your eyes. I'm not a doll. I have a mouth, tongue, teeth, can cry out, moan, scream, ask for what I need, use my words on my knees, beg you, pretty please, bow my head, kiss your feet, worship you. I give everything in sacrifice, sublime, subsume me. Let your Holy Spirit speak through me. This bedroom come confessional, your vertebrae my rosary. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus, oh Christ. Fuck me till I scream, till I can breathe only blasphemies. I know my penance, please, please. Hail Mary, fill me. Fuck me gracefully, you are my Lord, I pray beneath thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is thy clit, thy cunt. Jesus never shied away from pain, from passion. Holy Mary, crucify me. Mother of God, let me show you I can pray properly. Head between your legs, collar around my neck, sick as any sinner at the hour of their death. And did not Jesus lie with lepers? Love the sickly. My body is divine, my sickness holy. My pain a prayer to every god, goddess that's ever graced this body a temple desecrated. This bed an altar sanctified in sweat and cum and spit. There is no heresy in how I worship. No blasphemy in how I pant and moan out sermons. Always priest, priestess, but never celibate. If God is omnipresent, then I've fucked her everywhere, incessant. Walk around with her inside me still, transcendent, throbbing like a bruise. It aches, celebrated black and blue. Hail Mary, fucked with grace. My Lord, the Lord, my goddess, astride me. Blessed is every woman. Blessed is what lies between their legs. Blessed are their bodies, cunt or clit or cock. Every reliquary, holy, holy Mary, Mother of God, Mother of all innocents. Are we not all born innocent? Suckle sinless, the tip cradled, caressed, and we are sick now and every second. Now and at the hour of our death, our orgasm, our rapture, Ave Maria, Sancta Maria. Oh, christen me again, Sacred Mother. Spit and semen, piss, sweat, holy water, name me whore, and I will die a martyr. God upon my lips, upon my tongue, upon the altar. Hail Mary, fucked with grace. Blessed art thou amongst cripples, trannies, dykes, and faggots. Blessed is the fruit of thy cunt, God, lunatics, and every woman's wordless orgasm. Holy Mary, Mother, Goddess, God, we prostrate ourselves in prayer. As innocent as sluts, sick fucks, freaks, satyrs, as innocent as sluts, sick fucks, freaks, sinners, now and every second, till you're satisfied. Amen.
Okay, so we have John Clifford on deck, but coming to the stage now, make some noise for Eli!
See, I have this problem called anxiety. It questions my self-esteem, the way I see myself, and it seems to do whatever it wants, whenever, without my consent. It prods at my beliefs, it questions my dreams, it doubts my abilities. I can't escape, it seems. When I'm low or when I'm high, it always makes sure to drop by. Even on the days where I feel on top of the world, it reminds me that it is stronger than gravity and forces me into the ground 3 feet deep. Not quite dead, not quite alive, just Yet again, here we are in this grave. Yet again, I have to be brave. Get up and climb out of this hole, gain back control, start walking, start talking, start living. Again, I remind myself, this happens every now and then.
Okay, so Holly D, you are on deck, but coming to the stage now is John Clifford. Give him a round of applause.
I worship all of you. Not in a creepy way, I swear. I am here reverential, bestowed with the presence of those who can conjure wonder from the syncopated spaces twixt the drumbeats of their hearts. It is miraculous what we do together. In the back rooms of bars and the gardens of loved ones' house parties, I have been starstruck. Eyes open to the ardent expression of the people who pull these heavenly pieces. Ambrosial emotions weighed on the scales. It can be love. It can be grief. It can be your feelings about your morning commute, honestly, or the ways the taste of Cadbury's has changed, because I hear they use shit ingredients now. Just do not feel out of place. Please, you are tonight's celebrities to me, and we will make a space in the orchestra for each other's offerings. You are about to do something that is worth adoration. It is elevated by the stanzas that it blows through and is altered on. I bow my head before it. I was changed when I first saw it. I am getting excited. I apologise. I could get a bit more winded and often proselytise about these sorts of things. My soul will ever sing its harmonies on the purpose-filled bar lines that ink brings into any empty space. It is your grace. I am here to hit. It is your indigo inks with which I will depart. Tattooed indelible in private places in my heart, it beats in there like a green room after the gig's encore. Atriums and archery walls signed by every artist I have adored. Over here there's Heaney, and he's digging with his quill. Romina's distilling silvery sardine identities. Emily's getting euphonic about their love. And T, too. T's in here graffitiing all my bar stools and telling me fuck poets. April boogies and pirouettes through her hard times and tears. If our t'other is kite flies in here, and I am lucky. God, I am so lucky. There is space made in this grubby heart for angels, and they necessitate a different kind of poem, I suppose. What I'm trying to get at, though, is that I worship all of you. Not in a fleeting way, I swear it. Life would be grey without it, but you colour me in the intermingled mix of all your inks and pigments. They course through my veins, break my stony banks, create chromatic floodplains in me, all of which is just to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are on deck, but please welcome to the stage, Holly D.
When people ask who are you who, I say call me Glue, that's who. I'm the friend, sister, daughter, but you ought to call me Glue because I'm the go-to. I'm the one that holds shit together. Could be yours, could be theirs. My mum who lives upstairs, and I'm proud to say I can hold together my own shit. Well, for a bit. You see, I have this game face. Some call it emotional armour, I think it's karma, the way certain things stick to me, like sadness and drama. My friends will tell you that I'm that listening ear in a gale force wind. I'll keep you safe in a storm, and I will tell if your behaviour is not the norm, but I promise to hold that umbrella for you until it stops raining. Because it always does. And I know you can't predict when it will start again, so until then, I'll help you glue back together those pieces that were broken. It's only a token, I can't promise it will hold like super glue, but it will hold for now if you want it to. Now, everyone's glue grows tacky and weak if it's left out in the rain, but too long and there will be cracks of pain. You lose your form in the storm, pieces get torn, but when your edges start to pull apart, you come to me because I can turn trauma into art. I've got glue and glitter for that part. Now, I often feel like this weather forecaster because I can predict a disaster, but my weatherproof protection is not a long-term solution, only you can stop your exposure to the pollution. And it's not an ideal proposition, but glue can require some adult supervision. There's no shame, and if it were me, I really hope you do the same. So this brings me back to glue, because I'm always the go-to. Invisible, reliable, undeniable strength, glue. Just as hospitals use glue to seal up wounds, I'll seal that tear on your cheek with a kiss. I'll wrap my arms around you in fragile tape and help you hold it together, even though I know when I leave, you're going to go straight back out into that weather, and I have to tell myself, your hurricane, it can't last forever. But it really hurts watching. So to all you out there who care and identify as glue, I salute you, whichever side of that forecast you stick to, because many of us, we're actually hiding behind our lipstick, sticking a smile on our face with prick stick, feeling if you sound just short of a picnic, your family at home are taking the mick, your boss at work is acting a prick, you're following social media, it's making you sick, but we need to share our glue with each other, that's the trick. I just hope this message will stick, because everything runs out, even glue. But just because your edges have started to peel away, that's not to say everything you've achieved up to now isn't okay. You just need a reapplication, be it a weekend vacation, hot chocolate in a mug, your best friend's hug. But remember this, whether you're feeling sad, ill, or you simply want to chill, you come to me for your refill.
Okay, on deck is taking the big, but coming to the stage right now, please welcome Danny Mash.
I just love the way it makes me feel. £3 for a wrap, snack and a drink. That's a real steal. Why would I get a real meal when there's a meal deal and £2 to be saved? I go down Tesco every day, surrounded by those on a lunch break. To them it's just an average work day on a Thursday. For me it's like my birthday. First I search a main, there's an array of sandwiches, nothing plain, wide range of breads, white, brown, whole grain. I mix it up each day, I play it safe. What's certain is the drink. I look up, there it is, highest shelf. An innocent smoothie. It's worth £3 by itself. So that's a wrap and a drink nicely sorted. Now a packet of crisps lightly salted. And there it is, the triple magic mix. I'm gonna pay £3 when it's worth over 6. What a deal, got me licking my lips. I saw some guy pick up water with his meal, so I gave him some tips. It's real life, daylight robbery, put into action. Time to get the heck out, don't want no human interaction. Self-service checkout. So I'm scanning away, amazed by my wisdom when there seems to be a fault in the system. The price ain't right, $3.35 the difference. Finger on the button, I press for assistance. I can't see my light, it's too great a distance. I stand and weigh and contemplate my entire existence. I don't get it! I scanned my club card, got all the points collected. And it dawned on me when I reflected on the things I selected, I underestimated the mildew rules in the sandwich selection. They don't include ones from the premium collection. I can't describe the pain of finding out my wicked kitchen vegan chicken Caesar wrap wasn't listed as a main. A saving of $3.35 straight down the drain, down the pan, Jesus man. Had I known I was set for cheese and ham. I can't swallow my pride, so I try and hide the flashing light, give my card a swift swipe and nip outside as quick as I can, because it's just not that easy being a straight white cis man. Sure, I've never been catcalled by a white man in a white van. Never at schools I bullied, harassed or hated just for expressing who I am. I've never been stopped and searched, never mocked racial slurs, never lost out on what, never got to hide when it hurts. No matter how bad I feel, there's always someone having it worse. I'm just gentrifier. The reason why your rent is high, my life is never dark. It's a walk in the park. It's Sundays at flower markets, taking food for granted. Ahead is where I started, not from working hard, but from what my pa did, something hardly but food on their plate. And I'm there 3:35 getting me irate. My food fiasco is nothing more than frivolous. I'm making up struggles while others are living it. Maybe I need a self-service to check out my privilege. Thank you.
Okay, so Biz, you are on deck, but coming to the stage right now, please welcome Taking the Vic.
I'm common as milk. Shit, bastard, fuck! Just in case you weren't convinced. And that glass that you're drinking, in case you were thinking it's one that me granddad has pinched. I'm common as muck. I say look, book and cook. Because that's how it's supposed to be said. I drop H's and T's, I say ta with my please. I'm common from toes to me head. And if I'm calling you cock, it ain't considered a mock. It's just a sure sign of affection. I keep a biscuit tin with a sewing kit in a cupboard with a plastic bag collection. I'm common as muck. I don't throw stuff, I chuck. And when somebody trips, I shout, way! Tea is a cuppa and a meal before supper, and it's chippy tea every Friday. Yes, I'm common as muck, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not likely to be in good graces. My inside voice is loud, but I'll always be proud, because muck leaves its mark in all places.
Okay, so on deck is Ella Peel. We're coming to the stage. Please welcome Biz.
Smoking's gross, isn't it? Financially, it's a definite deficit. An outgoing with growing bad credit, a carcinogenic that leaves you fetid, stinking like an ashtray with fingertips that are nicotine stained. And I'm ashamed to say I indulge in the habit. I only recently conceded it's not a passing characteristic to later be chaptered with other things I did whilst young and stupid. Nah, this is more than a dabble in the masochistic. I admit it, folks. I smoke. I'm addicted. It's indefensible and unbelievable that it still feels kind of cool, subversive. I swear, it's ingrained in my psyche. See smoking, read creativity, an inclination for anarchy, hedonistic tendencies. But then again, it's hardly surprising considering we've been drip-fed this narrative since the early 60s, when tobacco industry clocked post-war women kept their jobs and co-opted the gender role shift as an opportunity to double their market, worked to change what we, the consumer, associate with the lethal product. Through aggressive and repetitive messages, they edited our collective memory to forget it leads to death, and instead appeal to desire. Work to build this idea that smoking means power. You all know the scene. Attractive woman takes drag from cigarette, turns head and says something assertive. Even miming it feels seductive, and it's completely constructed. Classic consumer capitalism shift the socio-political condition through subliminal messaging, mould our minds to associate sex with dominance, sex, rebellion, speak to our individualism, sell us what we cannot have in a packet of silver Bensons, live the mold away and live in freedom. It's a Faustian bargain. Trade your lungs for rungs on an imagined ladder. My gullibility doesn't escape me. Don't kid a kidder. Smoking's not cool, it's not big, and it's not clever. But nicotine just hits different with cognitive dissonance, doesn't it? That mild discomfort in knowing that what you're doing has absolutely zero benefits. In fact, it's almost entirely negatives. The main incentive, symbolic status, invented to make profit, but my cough's not yet productive enough to make me stop it. I find the ritual of lungs is almost meditative. Tuck in with a thumb and seal with a lick, then one slip. Reconnect with your breath for just a minute. Try to forget about the toxins in it. Take each toke with a turned blind eye and indulge in a wrapped backy gift of time to self amongst the hectic. Satiate your cravings, let your brain fog lift, and have a moment to be selectively reflective. Now I can tell by your faces who's also gaslighting themselves on a daily basis. I'll see you outside in a bit. We can meet with Mephistopheles and puff on our cancer sticks. Thank you.
To the stage now, please welcome Ella Peel.
I'm tired of the metaphor mesh I use to dress my wounds. Tired of bleeding into symphonies to know I exist when I feel like a cacophony that's lost on the wind. It's a sin to think in the way that I do, but to me, it's just the thought of being home with you, lying on lilacs in the field of our floors as you hold my soul to the light and the sun holds yours as it beams into my dreams until you seem to be real, but I don't speak in case someone mistakes how I feel. Because I am terrified to find myself without you. Because you knew me so much better than I do, so I pretend we commune through the morning bird's tune, but the reality is I don't know how to bloom without you. I'm locked down with no water, and suddenly it feels wrong to say I'm your daughter, or not wrong, just a different genre of song than the one I've spent most of my life putting on. But I listen, and my eyes glisten and the sun slides down my cheeks because your soul's in the droplets I can't help but leak, you're spilling out of me. But the melody's in the wrong key, so I can't help but think that I'll never be free, I can't breathe. Because even the air tastes wrong, it tastes of the salt in the wounded arm of strong, it tastes of a place I no longer belong in, the feeling I get after dreaming. You're not gone, but hold on. I hear you whisper. This is only a blister on the heel of life. This will heal a little. Just give it time, you say. It's okay if my heart's scarred from strife, because in the darkest moments it will remind me I'm alive. So yes, I'm terrified. But watch me undress this metaphor mesh without a scream. When it's 4 a.m, no sleep, no one knows me, but poetry I won't bleed. Into symphonies I'll bathe, in streams of similes, wash wounds, in words that are flowing free, I believe. I'll live a life you're proud of. You'll see, just promise me you're watching, Mum. I saved you, see. Thank you.
On deck is our final slammer to Kunga, coming to the stage right now. Welcome Erin McDonald.
We are the breed that grow up ugly in our teens. Learn stoicism to earn respect where prettiness was currency, and these days, we are still not the faces you see on TV. Not usually, but I learned sexy from Orange is the New Black, and here we are. Tucked away at the back of the bar, a glorious gathering of butches. A variety of beautiful queers, a pack. My young eyes popping from their sockets at the sight of my kind of sexy. No longer intimidated, because suddenly I look like a part of something. That old schoolgirl ugly appears different here. Every playground insult upturns, and I am in awe at the broadness of shoulders shrouded in leather, denim and plaid. Strong fingers flicking cigarette ash into the night. Husky voices recounting stories of times we were misgendered in bathrooms. This is everything I was never told I could want. She means something different here. The S for I see you. H for Home is where the denim hangs. E for everything. It's gonna be just fine. There are some spaces where she does not feel like a violation, where she encompasses our inherent duality and the anonymity of they is unnecessary because here, I owe no explanation. No one is searching for the woman I have never been. They read this skin like a well-thumbed Bible, my ugly something to be celebrated because here, this is our kind of beautiful. And the tomboy of my childhood is finally called home. Thank you.
Okay, so coming to our stage now is our final round one slammer. Make some noise for Takunda.
Tinotenda, tinotenda, tinotenda. When a child is born, its body arrives first, followed by the sounds of its cries. So if a body is always to arrive before the voice it belongs to, what is it our skin has already whispered into the ears of strangers before we've had a chance to speak for ourselves? Women who look like my mother are nothing if not foreign. Men who look like my father are nothing if not violent. We have all seen day turn to night, and it is safe to say that blackness enters the room with no sound. So where did we hear these rumors that turn street corners into high school corridors? Patrolling sirens whisper about us here, spilling secrets and bloodshed into the neighborhoods we thought we were safe in, into the homes we thought peace could be found in. You cannot claim to be colorblind, choose to wipe this earth empty and destitute of color. Don't we know sound cannot travel within a vacuum, so how can you claim to see me? How can you claim to hear me if you refuse to see me first? My Shona, that is my people, believe that gratitude is not only to be spoken, but it is to be acted. The body is a leader to which the voice is a disciple that follows. It is always body, then voice. That is always to say, in giving thanks, I will show you before I tell you. It is always body, then voice. Body, then voice. Tinotenda, tinotenda, tinotenda. The body is a carving through which I am always giving thanks. This body always comes in peace. It is a carving of everything that I come from and everything that I belong to. Today, I want you to see everything that we belong to and everything that we come from. Today, I hope you will hear me. But dear God, do I pray that you will see me first.
And not judging, because you guys have got a tough job tonight. We're going to take a 10-minute break or so. Please get a drink, use the bathroom, and if all of the round one slammers could make their way to the stage for a group photo, that'd be great. We'll see you in 10. Okay. Are you ready to find out who our round two slammers are? It was very close. We're talking decimal points in it. But can I get a drum roll, please? In no particular order, your round two slammers are Takunda, Derek McDonald, Holly D, Joel Clifford, Ella Peel, and Biz. Takunda, you are on deck. If you could make your way backstage, please. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit different this time. I need a bit more from the audience. So what's going to happen is every time a poet comes up here and shares, I'm going to come back on the stage and I'm going to ask you guys to just throw some words at me. And I'm looking to know how that poem made you feel, what you thought about that poem. So it could be literal words, it could be like fire, it could be gunshots if you really must. But yeah, it just lets the poets know in real time the impact that the poetry has had on the audience. So are we okay with that? Awesome. Okay, so are you ready for us to get into round two? Please welcome back to the stage Takunda!
Ndisati ndatombozvara pakapatwa iswaro pane simba kumashure kwezvese zvinondifambisa saka mungatisei kuvanhu vedu havasi zvese zvinoshamisa. Birthed from the village of Shurukwi, my people would tell stories of Ngozi, the avenging people, cloaked from crown to soul in the skins of past wildlife, faces dusted white in oop, teeth, bones, feathers and fibers bejeweled around their necks like medallions. You can never quite tell if they were more multi or moon, more foliage or figure. Ngozi spoke in whispers to the forebearers who told them how to heal the land and how to bring healing unto the people. The best translation given in a tongue that is not my own is Ngozi, meaning witch doctor, or Ngozi, meaning wizard. Do you see it? How imperial tongues spit and spin the possibility of Africans being able to bring healing unto ourselves into a feat of mythology. Do you see it? God forbid the Africans do anything for themselves, so where are our white saviors, our developmental deities, our diasporic children who are taught to go learn Western values so they can come back and rescue their homelands? Do you see it? How assimilation's become a tool for white preservation. We don't believe in Ngozi anymore. We believe in Cape to Cairo, the UN and UNICEF, civilizing and modernizing. Sub-Saharan borders stay burning and bursting, but the arsonists are here to put out the fire. Firing their cannons through their well-envisioned lens, poised and grinning, with children turning carcass strip over their shoulders, dissociated from the colored bodies that add depth to the photo. Chokwani wakati chitanga ndi mmakreshi groundhand. Kuti Afrika charamba chisimuka. Do you hear it? How the Ngozi stayed whispering when the allies began shouting, and I believe this to be the tune. We've become tone deaf. We don't believe in Ngozi anymore. But remember, you can never quite tell if they are more multi or moon, more foliage or figure. So look around, because Ngozi have always been standing right behind you.
You are on deck, but coming back to the stage now, Erin McDonald!
There was a girl, she doesn't live here anymore. He saw her through the window, but then I blinked and she was no more. In my binder and boxes, I am magic, transformed momentarily into a person I asked for, like a Christmas present, like a prayer, like a war cry, late at night with my eyes squeezed shut, teeth clenched like a border between brain and body. Her body rested somewhere, buried in my grave. I can't say I ever missed her. She never asked to be saved. They appear sometimes. In moments on intakes of breath before the mirror, I see them on me, opalescent and slippery like silk through soft fingers. On days when these clothes fit just right, only under certain light, sometimes at night in the chaos of club toilets, I see them, sweaty and shining from a body moving the way no one else asked it to. Strength visible in their arms, thighs hot from pushing into dance floor. They grow from me like a time-lapse mushroom, blossoming from the dirt of other people's shoes, and then I lose them again. Brushed away by someone else's side eye, I lose them to the glass of it. They drip from the mirror and down the plug hole. And I walk out of the bathroom like I was never there, like they were a secret I only allowed out in private, but when I saw them, I knew it was love. There was a girl who used to live here, but now I've taken her place. Sometimes they tell me they miss her, even though she still lives in my face. Thank you.
Okay, so of course I walked backstage and realised I was supposed to ask you words for what you heard. I told you I need to write everything down. So I'm going to start with Erin. Please, give me some words for what you just heard just now. Don't make me pick you out like a teacher, guys.
Beauty.
Beauty. Couple more. Authentic, thank you.
Unleashing.
Unleashing, I like that. One more. Wow, you.
Soothing.
Soothing, great. And what about Takunda, our first poet? If you could cast your minds back to that, can I get some words for that first poem you heard? Ooh. Ancestral fire emoji. Love that one, Nikki. Couple more. Magic power. Ancestral fire emoji, magic power. I like that. Okay, so on deck we have John Clifford, but coming back to the stage now, make some noise for Holly D.
Drink it, it's all fun and games. So he drinks, somewhere a heart sinks, watching him numbing all his pains. Down it, he's alright, he's only keeping up with the lads. So he drinks, somewhere a heart sinks, keeping a watchful eye on those over generous bar tabs. Drink it, he's addicted to chasing these nights out. So he drinks, somewhere a heart sinks, watching eyes glaze over as the lights behind them both go out. Down it, his mates say, lighten up, love, it's only a laugh. So he drinks, somewhere a heart sinks. When he's back at home, paralytic, vomiting in the bath, a heart sinks. A stranger calling our star outside a bar because they found him laying in the streets, a heart sinks. Now passed out in bed and they keep checking for his heartbeats, a heart sinks. The sound of a drunken tumble down the stairs as a heart jumps up into a throat, a heart sinks. As they bow water out this sinking lifeboat, still he'll drink, because it has him feeling like this speedboat when he's actually a battered, broken raft. Still he'll drink. While someone's trying to keep everything around him all afloat, still he'll drink. Not realising this causes someone else to also drown, still he'll drink. And deep down you know it so he doesn't have to feel or think. His mental health is clearly on the brink and you're praying again, this time he'll make that connection link and ask himself honestly, why does he have to black out drink? When somewhere close, so close, our heart is sinking, wishing they were brave enough to jump overboard. Instead they're smiling at parties, silently crisis managing, feeling an absolute fraud, wondering how to navigate this now alcohol-soaked emotional cord, tired of being the captain, first mate, crew and medical team all in discord, still he'll drink. Two people drowning in his sorrows, still he'll drink. A heart showing him again and again that there is a radio and a flare, still he'll drink. A heart wishing he would just SOS for help, still he'll drink. A heart pleading they can no longer swim, still he'll drink. Together slowly, they both sink.
Okay, give me some words for what you just heard.
Raw.
Say that again.
Raw.
Raw. Okay.
Just banter.
Just banter. What was that over there?
Understood.
Understood. Okay, one more.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. Raw, just banter. Understood. Heartbreaking. I like it. Thank you very much. Okay, so on deck is Ella Peel, but coming back to the stage, please make some noise for John Clifford.
This year, I'm aspiring to treasure my time. How many here can say that you give yourselves the quality of pauses you deserve in your days? We live in an economy of attention, where every second strikes a pneumatic drill, notification, staccato, drumming under our thumbs. It is boring into our ears and our eyes. These earwormy jingles and images brightly designed for the sale. Boatloads of Moby Dick-driven advertisers trawling the seas for us, their white whales. And I'm not in favour of industrial fishing. It gets overwhelming, man. Does anyone else ever feel like a snow globe that is too often shaken, never left a second to settle? Yes, these pauses, they're underrated. If we take too few, we run the risk the ones we love will not see you, just a body vacant in front of them, always disassociate. And if you shake a snow globe too much, it can crack. Nobody wants those flakes to spill when we are yearning for a spring these days. I'm still thinking about my dad. He left us in the summer, but in my mind's eye, he is still mixing flour and yeast, throwing clouds down on the counter and conjuring loaves from our oven that you could take a knife to and cut actual slices of heaven from. And you can keep all your New Islington Venoiserie sourdough starter, because I've never eaten anything that I crave more than the taste of that memory. Yes, Dad understood. Good things can come with time, and if I get those pauses right, I can feast on them. So I am aspiring to be here, to be present for people. Because honestly, I barely ever meet a person where I do not sense some disconnect. And where I find that link is forging, I often break it by feeling overly, brightly delightful, going hammer and tongs on that excitement. I can be intense, I can be childish, and I'm sorry if so far I've not been with you. I will try to be better, to be more than fair weather. Because my resolution to this is that all that we have is each other, all my fellow broken snow globes. Let's bring them blizzards in mid-June. Because I wish that I could tell you someone will come to fix us soon, but until we take the pauses, those hairline cracks to heal, friends, we will be feeling empty and blue. Long before our winters come, we need the time, and I want to sit with you all in sunshine, photosynthesize and grow. Need those low moments from the silence and bake happiness in the sun, and I want to have Dad's bread again. So bad. But in his absence, I will make my own, our moments and words, because I know how to work those the way he rose dough on the counter. If I get it right, when I say them, it might even taste the same. I don't know if that's delusion. I don't know if it's realistic expectation or quite what I'll do next or how I'll get there. But I guess that's why you call them aspirations.
Okay, so you know the drill by now. Give me some words for what you just heard. Sentimental.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Tantalising.
Tantalising. One more.
Overstimulated.
Overstimulated. I like it. Give it up one more time for John Clifford. On deck is Biz, but keep that round of applause going for Ella Peel coming back to the stage.
My mind is skimming stones on the water and watching each one drop into my stomach, like I imagine you dropping onto the ground and bleeding out. And the splash ricochets upwards, like my heart to my throat when I'm convinced I'm dying from a disease no one knows about. When my panic attack is a heart attack in my head, so I'm checking my vitals, believing I'll be dead any moment. Because if nothing stays, why should my pulse? When the odds are 1,000,000 to 1, then it's supposed to tell me that I could never be that one, because to me, in my brain, I'm already gone, I'm already cycling over the gravel of my grave, because human error is possible. We make mistakes, we miss things, we promise things we can't keep, we presume, we assume, and then we lack sleep, we freeze, we bleed, and we don't always succeed. We crawl, we break, we fall on our knees while the people that love us stand above us and leave. How can safety be a concept in which we believe when there's cycles outside? And friends just waiting to fill your back with knives when you look out of eyes that risk us. Like a never-ending driving test and no one's noticed your mind's untethered and you don't know how long you can hold yourself together because you've been doing this for as long as you can remember because you're just a ball of mass without a centre. Because your brain is a lens you don't always know how to change. A lens filled with cracks that you can't erase. But what if the cracks in the lens lets in light? A light that illuminates how to survive and maybe, perhaps with a little more time, can remove this lens from your tired eyes and let them see beyond just the next day. And I know now this hope seems like an imaginary place, so imagine these cracks attacked you to separate the blood from the water, that with these cracks your life is now broader, fuller, full of love because these cracks have opened you up. So stop hiding away in your shame and burning and realise it might be your time to stop hurting soon. Because to every night there's a moon, to every dark there's a light, and that very same concept in fact applies to you. It's happening on your insides because we go through our cycles just like the moon. But the moon's never something we want to remove. Thank you.
Okay, talk to me, guys. Some words for what you just heard.
Survival.
Survival. Ominous. Transported. One more.
Solemn.
Solemn. Thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Ella Peel. Keep that round of applause going for Biz coming back to the stage.
In the modern culture of subverting gender, do you ever wonder why we've assigned one to nature? Would we so ruthlessly pillage Gaia if we called her father? It's a subtle linguistic shift which reveals the hidden dynamic, a rhetoric so embedded we never question it, instead let it unfettered reinforce the edifice of privilege. Some say it began when Prometheus thieved fire from the gods to give to man, and Zeus took revenge by inventing a girl with a pathos she wasn't to open. Pandora, whose name with cloying symbolism is literally all giving, gave in, and laid the foundations for gender-based subordination. She became the antithesis of man, the yin to his yang, her opposite to make her less than. It became the accepted way of seeing, where every being and thing, inanimate or living, is given a group, an encoded antipode where one rules and the other's subdued. And when Western civilization marked itself as the arbiter of truth, it colonized the world whilst cleaving it in two. Man, woman, rational, emotional, natural, cultural, production, consumption, wild, discipline, in, out, north, south, east, west, worst, best, left, right, black, white. Right now, it's me and you. I can't shape the indoctrination that shaped my view. Play spot the difference without meaning to. It's my default position to be removed. And there's safety in distinction. By marking myself as apart from and not a part of the destruction, I can watch on as we drive other species and people to extinction, because the irony is, this systemic bifurcation is culminating mostly in a presence and an absence. But I've not forgotten my Greek legends. We might be following Pandora and destroying all earthly wonder, but we still have Prometheus's gift of hope. And I know these woke wars seem like they're causing further schisms, but just think how your feelings changed when I implied a little difference. What if we called Gaia Father? Why not use that parental prism to refract your way of thinking? Step back and take in the semiotic matrix we all swim in, neither waving nor drowning, but still sinking into that colonial cleaving where we gender Earth to infer she's ripe for the picking. But in this modern culture, we can reconsider our position, deconstruct established definitions and eliminate that base of separation. We are each in on the conspiracy we call humanity, so let's escape the tyranny of rationality and seek our own truth. Depart from Descartes and embrace Ubuntu, that I am only me with the context of you. And together, I hope there's a lot we can do. Thank you.
Some words for our final round two poet, please. You guys really rock for coming. Did you say hopeful?
Profound.
Profound.
Epic.
Epic. One more. Legendary, visionary, revolutionary. Okay, I'll take it one more time for Biz and all of our round Okay, so tonight's headliner is a true legend of UK poetry and a champion of the spoken word movement with a passion for storytelling and a voice that's been heard by audiences all around the world. Joelle Taylor has been a driving force behind the power of poetry to challenge, inspire and uplift. As a poet, her work is characterised by its honesty, its wit and unflinching gaze at the world around us. Her latest collection, Conto and Othered Poems, won both the T.S. Eliot Prize and the Polari Book Prize for LGBT authors. Can we have some noise for that, please? And recently, she has found out that she's been awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award from Diva, cementing her status as a major force in contemporary poetry. Her debut novel, The Night Alphabet, launched with a full show at the Queen Elizabeth Hall and is now touring across the UK, so make sure you check out dates for that. Joelle is a trailblazing ambassador for slam poetry and has also been one of our judges tonight, so thank you for that. She's long been at the forefront, coordinating and pioneering London-wide youth slam, Rise Slam, which later developed into the National Youth Slam Championships, Slambassadors UK. Her tireless work has helped to elevate slam poetry, garnering national attention with features on radio and television. From her roots as a spoken word artist to her current status as a celebrated novelist, Joelle's work continues to push boundaries and challenge conventions. We are thrilled to welcome her to our stage tonight. Please make some noise for the wonderful Joelle Taylor.
Oh my God, that was really moving. I nearly started crying then. Get out. All right, big up, you menses. How you doing? All right? Well, first of all, hats off to the slammers. That was just incredible. I'm not going to take too much of your time up. I'm going to talk a little bit about this book, Conto and Other Poems, and then I'm going to do the sort of big piece that inspired the writing and all that sort of stuff. So the book is it's kind of part memoir and it's part conjecture. It's the true story of me and my friends in the 80s and 90s. We were all part of the butch counterculture. I'm gay, by the way. I'm lesbian, like my father. To keep it real. And it's a book really of grief and grief because I was doom scrolling as you do and found I'm just kind of shortcut the whole story, but I discovered yet another one of my butch friends had died, and it's how she died, which made me think about how she lived and then how we lived and what we did. And this great moment of grief became a huge moment of love. And I started to recognise what we had and what we lost. So just to quickly take you back to the beginning of this book, how it began. So I came out in the 80s, and back then, the most important part of the phrase coming out was the word out, because that's literally what you had to do. You were thrown out of your families, you lost all your friends at school, you were kind of exiled in a lot of ways by the community, and it was interesting to listen to a poet couple talking about being ugly, because that was exactly the experience. You grow up feeling exiled and being ugly. To the extent where people shout at you, there's not as much violence anymore, but it was very, it was ubiquitous, it was everywhere. You were constantly getting spat out or punched, you know, and that was just my goal. So, sorry, that's such a bad thing. That's what happens when I don't drink alcohol. So, in times of great oppression, there was always great resistance. That's something we're feeling in the LGBT communities at the moment, again, with this kind of rising homophobia and transphobia experience. But back then, it was everybody who hated you, except for the musicians. So if you can imagine it, it was like Jimmy Somerville, the Communards, Bronski Beat, Erasure, Dead or Alive, all these artists, even bloody Culture Club, were kind of like, they were kind of our theme tune. And if you can imagine, all these ugly and exiled dykes from around the country all kind of rose up like these lame swans. And then we migrated to London because we simply couldn't stay in our areas, and it was the difference between between being ugly and handsome, exiled and belonging. We're going to go into the main piece now of this. There's an agency called Apples and Stakes, you know it? Forgive me. They're the foremost literary agency for spoken word artists in the UK. And they commissioned me to write a poem around the theme of protest. And because I'm from the north and all that, I started writing about the miners' strike. And I started writing about being a Greenham woman and the time I spent at the Greenham Common Peace Camps. And then, like I said, I started doom scrolling, and another of my friends had died. So this poem is called Conto. By the way, Conto, it's been great going on the BBC talking about it, because it's an old Sicilian word which it describes, which means cunt. This is called Conto. It's written in response to the idea of protest. Some girls fall from sun-lit sky straight down into flat pack. Floral dresses grab their smiles from a hook behind the door. Rescue their faces from riptides of mirrors. Some girls are always falling. Round 1. The body as battleground. You fall and miss. Your body entirely land somewhere in enemy territory behind the lines. Your body, a foreign country you cannot get a visa for. Your skin, a parachute caught in tree branches. You awaken in no man's land. Gunfire from over the horizon, and women are crucified on hashtags across the dark hills. Your trench is crowded with dead women, wearing faces that try to escape them, and the clothes of someone you once knew. There are landmines buried deep beneath your skin, and no one understands them. In between the battle cry and the bedroom is this sticky quiet. This is where you live. Men explode when you least expect it. All these lifetimes searching for body. Round 2. The body as protest. Born backward, bright back and wide, skin rolling, cigarettes and shirt sleeves, skyline chin, Levi 501's coat up to cuff, lip the same. White t-shirt so they can project themselves on you, tsunami quiff, and black boots whose roots spread and tangle through the centre of the earth. You don't wear makeup to prove you have not made anything up. This is your face. Your father's friends gave it to you. One Christmas Eve, 1973, you unwrapped it from beneath a decorated tree from which the rest of your family hung. They sipped cocktails as you slowly disappeared, swaying gently to that wail of celebration, the harbinger of party. You cut your first suit from the thick silence when you enter a room. They call you Butch. The name derived from Butch Cassidy. You are the descendant of outlaws. Irony incarnate, woman butchered, cut into select meats, middle distance stare, shoulder, breast, wild tongue. They fear you. Boy, dyke, diesel female sodomite, lady faggot, bulldagger, queer pervert, gold star, silverback stud, invert, kiki she-male drag clone, baby butch tomboy, stone. But if you are a stone, you are a chip off the mountain, and you join an avalanche of wrong walking women, shaven heads like tumbling rocks. You keep them close, they are rosary. On the dance floor, we are tidal, heckled the night, passing nods between us, handshakes that stop our handshaking. We are untamed, a wilderness of women. We are waste ground, what a waste love. Nothing grows on us, barren and sterile and unuseful female, empty as church pews. The wind rattles its fist, its side arms. Come on then, snake boy. Come now, heretic healer. Where are the maths that solve us? How do we fit into your algebra, your binary code? Our bodies are political placards. And we dance as demonstration of independence. We revolution in the living room, uprising in the public toilets, insurgency in the suburbs. Fear is a girl backing into her face. Is it not camp enough to be your best friend? Our closet a strata of fossilized clothes go pale. Is it not funny enough for your talk show, bruv? Or is it that a woman without makeup is a woman without a face? How were we to know that when we were cleansing, we were erasing our whole existence? Round 3. The body as trespass. You are a trespasser in your own body. The landowners are men who pass by you in the street. In Accrington, cars stammer and words ejaculate through slit windows. Your mother's phone rings in the middle of the night. Do you know about your daughter? Free Pentecosts with Nazi insignia break into your home. God's an atheist who no longer believes in himself. And they unscrew the light bulb slowly, eyes fixed on the unmade-up girl, trembling defiance. They whisper a prayer for you to leave your family. You do. 30, and a man pulls you over the back seat of a bus and stubs his kiss out on your cheek, slowly. A boxer's embrace, but he doesn't throw the punch. He posts it. You wait by letterboxes, flinch when it chatters, never answer phone. In Brixton, men cradle their fists like babies and watch as you walk past as though they are thin-ribbed cats in the undergrowth and you, a small, shaven-headed bird. There's a reason women are compared to birds, and it's all to do with wings. Some songs harden on the wind. Some girls are kept in gilded cages on suburban mantelpieces. 80 out, clubbing with the crew, a baby butch in the abattoir of beauty, the quiver and frantic, white girls with bindies, white boys with dreadlocks, saris and ducks, tribal tattoos. We are the modern primitives, wearing our heritage like red flags. And you dance as though you are stamping out flames, until your boots are hammering in the last nails to the coffin of the old gods. Strangers hug and tell each other secrets. You are ecstatic. But then the lion looks away. Skinny wolves separate you from the flock. Wallpaper, the drugs no longer working as they amber you. Aberration, and they must conquer what they cannot name. 23. And you finish rehearsals in the city with nowhere to sleep. So you wish the posh kids good night And you walk, 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 you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and he finds you quickly, and when you come round you are empty, and his eyes are full, and above you twin gods. This is the first time you think you're going to be killed, when you're not. It's a disappointment. The morning after pill is a communion wafer, and you are forgiven. Your trespasses you learn quickly. Men are broken things, breaking things. Round 4, the body as cemetery. The first time you die, you drink a bottle of cleaning fluid, and moths of nurses wrap you in white, swaddling curses. Fuck you, they whisper, a back alley lullaby. Fuck you, they croon, as you're interred into your hospital bed. And when the mourners come, they seem happy. A picnic in a mortuary. The third time you die, it's classic, cinematic. A bottle of your mother's sleeping pills, you swallow them without water, watching a film about a girl who is not loved. The film ends, the cinema empties, but no one notices. The thin thing, lying there, mouth like an earthquake, in a country no one can spell. They don't find you till morning. When they do, you are packed off to the fat priest of psychiatry to apologize. You lie. And your smile is a torn cunt. A split. Round 5, the body as backroom. Each night, we have a lock-in. And meet at the back of my heart, smoking in circles, handing grins between us like pass the parcel, opening each layer of the smile until the pith is revealed. We are ferocious women, eating our children, our youth, stepping out of our skins and leaving them draped behind us like soiled wedding dresses, falling into each other's mouths. This is love, furious love. We die slowly. Cigarette stubbed against obsidian skies. A brain explodes into night butterflies. A car loses its grip on reality. Suicides by the bouquetful. Not one of my friends was allowed to live in her body unaccompanied. Always a landlord, always a lodger. Round 6, the body as haunted house. In sleep, my body is a haunted house. There are footsteps along fallopian corridors. The corridor is a rope strung above our mouth. I have been woken by blurred voices without bodies, quiet arguments in my basement once. I was possessed by a small girl who looked the same as me, who ate herself on a Sunday afternoon when her parents were downstairs, hardwiring their hangovers and Christmas tunes. Luke induces my heart is a church bell and nobody visits, and God is a man with his hands in his pockets, watching. Round 7, the body as uprising. Oh, you bayonet boys, you truncheon rob. My face doesn't fit my face, but your fist does. Years from now, no one will remember how we fought, how each bruised knuckle was was a white boy's head bent in prayer. No one will remember the love, how alike it is to rage, how springs made corporeal are rainbows, or how rainbows became corporate logos, or how we carved our epitaphs into a stone wall. No one will remember unpicking acronyms by candlelight, so fuck it. I'll be in the back bar of heaven. Gareth! We'll be getting a rounding and releasing that laugh. Wild birds escaping her mouth. And none of this will matter. I'll be riding the ghost roads with Valentine, bareback, knee clench on her Harley. I'll be scuffing the city with Dudzilly. Men will stare like open shaft mines. I'll be walking the white lines with Angel, tight mouth, antelope heart. Cassandra George Johnson, Tony Macaroni, Sad Silver, Elder Lauder, Avi Cummings, the Gittins. Remember the names of all my dead friends. But they're here now. Our grief, a leather jacket. Our laughter, static. As we fade to a sepia, the colour of blood mixed to water, disappearing down a plug hole, much like the meeting of our legs. Remember this, a whole life is a protest. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Big up the slammers. I love you all. Stop writing, recording.
I believe Joelle has books with her, right? So if you, yeah, it's always good to plug. So yeah, if you do want to actually read some of this wonderful work and pass it through your eyes like you've just passed it through your ears, then please go and find Joelle to get a book. We are going to take a real short break and then we'll be back with our round 3 finalists. Thank you very much. See you in 10. Okay, so are you ready to find out who our 3 finalists are? So drum roll please. In no particular order, our round 3 finalists are Holly D, Biz, and Secunda. Please make your way backstage, guys. Holly D, you are on deck. So, part of the reason that we wanted to launch this slam is we wanted to make slam more accessible. We put out a kind of like a questionnaire about slam before we started, just to find out what people liked, what they hated, why they didn't engage in slam, and we've tried our best to create something that addresses some of the reasons that prevented people from coming. And what's been wonderful in doing the slams and the slam poetry workshops that we've done is we've had such a wonderful response from the community. Many poets who have never even thought about doing slam poetry saying, oh, I've actually got the confidence to get up and do it now, I'd like to know more. So after we finish this slam, we will be working to put together just like a slam info sheet for people, which will detail a bit about slam, the history of slam. There'll be interviews in there from slam champions and events and promoters, and details of all of the slams in the UK that are available to enter and how to enter them, just so that we can encourage some of these wonderful poets to continue on and go and slam on other stages. So please make some noise for every single person that stepped on this stage and had the courage to slam tonight. Are you ready for your finalists to come to the stage? Please welcome back Holly D.
our safety. Policing is for keeping us in check. It's to stop us from questioning society's constructs, potentially causing a political wreck. Don't tell me it's for our safety. Policing is for keeping us contained. Don't dream too big, go drink and smoke a cig, mental health unsupported and unsustained. Why the policing of opinion, the policing of free speech, that policing Rule 6 that kept your loved ones out of reach, the policing of small businesses being forced to close, the policing of religions and their choice of prayer and clothes, the policing of refugees fleeing famine or war, the policing of homeless sleeping outside a sheltered door, the policing of protests to silence our voice, the policing of vaccinations denouncing our choice, the policing of women's bodies, the policing of free choice in some countries that police poetry, and others prevent the silence from being voiced. Why the policing of fungus and plants like magic mushrooms and weed? Don't you find it interesting all this scientific backing can't waver the government's greed? But I guess they have free labour in prisons where we know minority drug offenders really should have been freed. And Big Pharma can't make money off plant medicine until they can trademark it as seed. Well, they haven't yet. Want to place the bets? It won't be long before they do and place the most needy and even more debts. Then there's the policing of people on benefits. Benefits the billionaires. No one up there cares the damage the new cuts or policy fares. The government might as well ask the wheelchair users to start using the fucking stairs. Because policing doesn't touch those with money. They're too busy protecting and lining each other's pockets. They hope those consumerism rose-tinted glasses keep our blinkered eyes in their sockets. So we don't ask why they're keeping the rules lax and not policing the billionaires' tax, when they'll continuously review and cut my brother's disability benefits. Let my friend struggle nursing on minimum wage. They screwed over some of my mates during COVID who were self-employed on the stage. And what stage is Branson and Beazle sat with their rocket race to space? I hope they look down and realise we're all surviving in a dark age. No one's got time to look up at their tax break, cop extension. The world isn't their ego stage. But there is still time. They could really make a difference if they chose to engage and with that wealth turn over a new humanitarian page. And dear government, don't tell me you can't help. You had the power to shut the world down, force everyone inside their homes, fed them propaganda news masked up on their mobile phones. Well, let me tell you, there's been a shift. And we have the power to highlight your mistakes, call you out on your bullshit. It's time to raise the stakes. Let's take a look at preferential treatment, contracts for your mates, and lobbying just to start. The ripple effect of suffering your cause is tearing communities and families apart. And whilst you're worried about how many seats in Parliament your party own, myself and the entire female-identifying population, we're worried about our safety simply walking home. The problem is you set that bar high for abusing your patriarchal power. Now some of the police are following your example and it's leaving a taste that's pretty sour. Monkey see, monkey do. Corruption makes me think of you. Your government is in a state, got royals bailing out a mate. Women killed by men makes me cry as people in power continuously lie. Climate crisis at an all-time high. There's more and more chemtrails up in the sky and billions of animals are farmed only to die. Then there's plastic polluting all the seas, deforestation killing all our trees, poisonous chemicals annihilating the bees, all because you want to up your profit and your fees. Jeez. Review your policing, please.
I become someone else. It can be a week or two that I leave myself. As my womb grows thick to receive an egg that's not inseminated, I'm left to shed my sense of self with the lining of my uterus. They say there's healing in having the vocabulary to describe how you're feeling, but receiving a piece of paper with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD for brevity, after years of pleading, felt like a perfunctory soliloquy of potential remedies. With little research to lean on, there was not a lot doc to do for me. Vexed by the limited options offered, I sought lexic medicine independently. I wanted a word to describe the complexity of how my hormones affect me, and thanks to Harry Baker's bee poem, I came upon floxinokinihilipilification, which sounds fictitious. Might as well say I suffer from supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but the doctor's lack of knowledge and unsympathetic approach has meant I've found solace in this self-diagnosis. Floxinokinihilipilification is 4 words brought together with the suffix of making. 4 words that share a definition and through synonymous multiplication coalesce to even less. It's the ultimate description of worthlessness. For me, the etymology perfectly encapsulates PMDD. You see, a floxy is a tuft of wool. And in those bleak weeks I feel that small, helpless and emotionally vulnerable, a soft could send me down the rabbit hole to retrace that well-tread thread of thought that I am unlovable. Noki, word 2, means of little value, and each month I'm robbed of mirth, not worth any laughter. I retreat to a happiness vacuum. Subsumed by darkness, I lose sight of the light in every day. The pockets of joy become shallow, impenetrable, stitched up like those in women's jeans, a reference to something I used to have a hand in, but now can barely see. Nihili, word 3, is the genitive form of nihilum and crops up in modern parlance as the root of nihilism, the belief that life is meaningless. And in those weeks I know this feeling, it's all consuming. I'll sit rocking in my room, ruminating on why life is not worth living. Finally, a pili is minuscule, tiny and bacterial, a microbiological hair, and I'm with it there. In my luteal phase, I become primordial. Dr. Jekyll no more, I'm Mr. Hyde and viciously self-critical. Floxy-nocky-nihilipilification is the perfect word for my endocrine condition. It summarizes how I feel so succinctly, no need for further explanation, but not just that. It factors in the oxymoron. For a word that captures worthlessness, it's long. It's like linguistic recognition that in those weeks I am not me, but a walking contradiction. Thank you.
We are gathered here today to witness the joining of two lives, the unification of souls as they become one flesh. This is the extension of communion itself. So, do you take, with this diamond ring, do you take joy? And how many Africans died mining your happily ever after? Our continent was a gold mine, a gorging belly. We lived swollen, throbbing at the diamond deposits in our arteries. The first step to siphoning a man from the body of water that is his land is to liquidate his assets and call it waterbending. Claim all his wealth and name it a fortune-telling, a foretelling of the fire and the brimstone to rain down upon a continent of stolen gemstones. So many declarations of love have mined us and maimed us, left us dismembered and dilapidated, forced us to cough up our riches like kidney stones. So many unnamed men sacrificed in the name of Michael Hill and Tiffany's. So is it wicked of me to call this wedding a funeral when there are vows being exchanged over our tombstones? Is it wicked of me to wear white to the wedding when the bride is not the only thing being surrendered? Is it wicked of me to catch the bouquet and refuse to be the next to marry, to bury bodies in an accessory? Is it wicked of me to hate how a diamond glistens, how it mimics ice, cold like the corpses that died to unearth them? Is it wicked of me to hate how a diamond bounces light, like there is a man trapped and shooting a flare gun from inside, but we are all too blinded by pretty things to speak of it? So no one speaks of it. We just forever hold our peace. And the bride and groom say, I do. And we all clap till our hands bleed raw, leaving us all red-handed.
Whilst we just work out the points, so you're talking 5 minutes, don't go too far. Snuff, run some tunes, please.
Okay, so we are going to get to the winners shortly, but before we do, I've got to do thank yous. This slam has been a lot. It's been a lot to organise. We've put a lot of time, care and attention into it. Everyone has, so I just want to say thank you to all of the team who made it possible. Our founder and CEO, Fisky, who's been our lead planner and organiser. Mastermind Over Matter Arts and our resident psychologists, Bexy Bex, Lucy and Timo for providing event support, Fury, our event videographer, assistant videographer Benga, Adam, our photographer, DJ Snuff One for providing a beautiful soundtrack for the evening, and last but not least, Wonderville for providing us with such an awesome venue. Now I just want to do a quick plug because Fury, our incredible cameraman, and one of our judges, Woodsy, are in the building, and tomorrow night they're launching a night of poetry and music called Writer's Block. So do go and have a look at Woodsygram or at Fury WD to find out more about that. And I also need to give thanks to each and every one of our slammers and our incredible headliner, Joelle Taylor. Please make some noise for them. We want to do this again next year. I've got really big plans and Fisky feeds those plans and vice versa, so we're looking to make this bigger and better. So you'll see scattered around some QR codes, and one of the ways that we get money from the Arts Council is proving to them that the money they gave us went to use and we did a good job. So I can't tell you how helpful it would be for you to just take 5 minutes to do that. First and foremost, it helps us with funding, but also we want our community to tell us like what you liked, what you didn't like, what you changed, so that as we grow and develop, we can make this a better slam. I'm going to hand over to Fisky for a few seconds.
You've enjoyed yourselves this evening. Good stuff. I'm going to be really quick. I just want to say thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause to start with. I like you. I just want to say to everyone that's come out tonight, everyone that's been a part of this whole slam. If you've been following us for a while, you know where Mind Over Matter came from. We're not going to get into that because we'll literally be here all night. But yeah, thank you for everyone, the slammers, everyone that's been involved in any way whatsoever. As Ms. Yaki said, this all does depend on funding. The idea is to start this again in October, slightly bigger, but I don't have thousands of pounds laying around, so it is going to depend on funding. And for those of us that have been following this for a while, it's Mind Over Matter's 7th birthday this August. And some of you will know we used to run events monthly, like in Brixton, Camden, all over the place. We stopped doing that last year so we could rebrand. But hopefully we're going to relaunch that in August this year. I don't know where and I don't know what it's going to look like. But yeah, we're going to do something for the 7th birthday in August. And that's it, I'm going to shut up now. But before I do shut up, no one leaves Mind Over Slammer empty-handed. So I'm going to call out 9 names. And when I do, I need you all to stamp your feet, clap your hands, shout, gum fingers, whatever you want to do. Is that okay? Okay. Please come to the stage. Ben Vince. Darcy. Mithago. Elaf. John Clifford. Danny Mash. Taking the Vic. Ella Peel. And Erin McDonald. Give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Give it up one more time. We have had the most incredible standard of poetry tonight, but are you ready for us to announce our winners? Okay, so in 3rd place and walking away with £300 tonight is Holly D. Give it go. We'll do some more photos after, don't worry, I promise. Okay, so 2nd place, walking away with £500. Make some noise for Biz! James, your winner for tonight, and Mind Over Slammer's first national champion. Make some noise for Takunda! London, thank you so much for coming out. You've been great. Snuff's going to play some more tunes. Feel free to mingle, get some drinks and enjoy. And one more time for all of